Alone in the wilderness, I thought the worst was behind me. But when my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number, I realized someone had followed me into the mountains, and they were closer than I thought. In 2020, as the world was beginning to crumble under the weight of the COVID-19 pandemic, I found myself needing an escape. Everyone was quarantined, stuck in their homes. But me? I was a wanderer, a backpacker, a camper. The isolation wasn't something I feared, it was a solace. So, I used the pandemic as a flimsy excuse to travel to some of the most remote, desolate places I could find. One of these places was a small, lonely creek deep in the Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado. Now, without giving too much away, let's just say things hadn't gone well for me in 2019. A mistake, a major one, had tarnished my reputation. Many people lost a lot of money because of it. I'd had to uproot my life, new apartment, new phone number, even quit my job. Harassment came next. Some of the messages were just cruel, others downright threatening. It seemed like every time I thought it had died down, something would ping on my phone, dragging me back into the chaos. So, there I was, standing on the edge of this quiet creek, far from the noise of my old life, hoping to find some peace. The lockdowns had begun, and no one else seemed crazy enough to be out here. It was cold, the snow beneath my boots loud enough to echo across the valley. Still, the creek flowed. Something about that moving water in the dead of winter calmed my mind. I set up camp a little off the path. A small fire crackled in front of me, sausages sizzling as I read. But as the night deepened, the unsettling feeling in my gut never fully went away. I was alone. Or so I thought. That's when the texts started coming in. They weren't from anyone I recognized, just an unknown number, with a 203 area code from Connecticut. My heart raced as I read each message. "How's your camping going, buddy? It's beautiful out here. I see why you came up here." Panic hit me like a wave. My mind reeled. Could it be a friend? A prank? But no. These messages weren't casual. They were eerie, as if someone was watching me. I tried to push it aside, thinking I was just paranoid from the weed. But deep down, I knew something was off. I checked my surroundings. My heart beat louder than the wind rustling through the trees. The forest had gone eerily still. Even the animals seemed to be holding their breath. Then it happened. A flash outside my tent. Like a flashlight or camera, it illuminated the fabric, casting long shadows. My phone buzzed again. A picture of my tent. The text that followed sent a cold shiver up my spine. "Have a good night's sleep." I grabbed my handgun, hands shaking, not sure if I was just being irrational. The silence of the woods was unbearable now, broken only by the occasional gust of wind. But that was when I heard it. The unmistakable sound of footsteps crunching through the snow, moving closer. They stopped, just outside my tent. I was frozen, every muscle in my body screaming to run. But I stayed still. I waited for a sign, anything. And then my phone vibrated once more. Another message. "Sleep tight." My thoughts scrambled. I couldn't just wait around. I had to do something. I unzipped the tent and fired 2 rounds into the air. The echo of the gunshot vibrated in the cold night air. The footsteps retreated, but there was no way they were gone. I could feel eyes on me, watching from the darkness. My heart hammered in my chest, adrenaline surging through my veins. For hours, I lay wide awake, every crackling leaf or whisper of wind sending me into a panic. I didn't dare go to sleep until the first light of dawn broke the sky. Whoever had been stalking me had clearly decided I wasn't an easy target, and for that, I was grateful. But the terror of that night never truly left. My phone's silence after that night was deafening. It seemed whoever was harassing me had learned a painful lesson about messing with someone who wasn't as defenseless as I looked.